We're gonna do a song that you never heard before.
Here they gonna get wicked. Here we go again.
Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother.
What's going on, bro?
Hey, this is going. You might be somewhat proud of me today, bro.
What's good?
I'm about to go to the movies by myself, man. Probably the first time ever.
What you going to see?
I'm gonna go ahead and go see the Guardians, bro.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to see Guardians. Yeah, apparently I'm the only one that wanted to go see it. And see it that that's the case. So I wanted to go see Fast and Furious. It came out today, and so I think that we might go tomorrow. But I was like, you know what? I never get to see a bunch of movies that I just really want to see. Don't get a chance to because I might be the only one. So I was like, yeah. We about to go ahead and slide though, bro. Let's see what's happening.
I'm happy for you because I've done that before.
Yeah.
Been the greatest.
Never have though, man. We got some things to get into though. You get that music going?
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's get it.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
If you smell what the rock. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Time.
Yep.
Hey, listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook pages. We are live on both platforms at the same time. You click on the bell, click on the notification, get a heads up whenever your boys and is doing their thing. Ace Kennedy. Hey, listen, man, we are getting some heavy contenders in. We were talking about a week or so ago about all-time no-skip albums. Right. So I put it out there on Facebook, right? And man, listen, bro, I think that I've been getting some that I was just like, yo, that I almost was like, yo, maybe I forgot something because it's limited to 5. I was like, my 5 wasn't just all R&B, it wasn't all rap. But listen, here are some of the albums that were mentioned. Devin the Dude. I've seen Devin the Dude's album listed 3 or 4 times. This is gonna make Chris happy. I'm sure it's gonna be on his list. But I guess I didn't think I guess I'm not the biggest Devin the Dude fan. Don't like hate on him and like that. But I guess I just never thought that other people rock with him like that, right? So that was one.
Which is interesting because I have a song with Uncle
Because
Devin.
you got a song with Devin the Dude. That's right. Of course, you see some Nas, so you always hear the either it's the I Am or Illmatics. Those typically make the list. Life After Death, Biggie. That's all that would be on. It would if I was making a 10. Now, actually, I think that I might have to redo my list because Life After Death is one of my no skip albums though. But I'm gonna get to that. But somebody has Destiny Child, Destiny Fulfilled, the Wayne mixtape, No Ceilings, Mississippi, David Banner. You know what's surprisingly to me though is somebody put Blue Star, Pretty Ricky album, right? But the Devin the Dude album specifically is that to the extreme. I saw some UGK, Ryan Dirty. We from Texas, so I thought we'd see that on there very heavily. I think, matter of fact, I saw UGK Riding Dirty on there the most, as a matter of fact. The lone, and this made me have to go listen to this one just because he put it on there. The lone surprise of all of these, two surprises for me, right? My boy Ben, the Fresh Eight Boss, put Harry Styles, Fine Line. And I got to be honest, I've never listened to any Harry Styles music before ever.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
He has Fine Line, no skip, all the way through. And then the other one that I was surprised about, my homeboy Dexter, though, man. This is one that I was just surprised I was on. He had Calvin Richardson, 233 or 235 is the album on. It's one of my favorite albums of all times, right? It's right there on that fine line of neo soul feel, but R&B. And I absolutely love it. And it's an album for me. I personally could just play every single song through, and the boy harmonies go hard, though, bro. It's cold. It's one of my favorite albums, but I was surprised that somebody else peeped that same album as well, though, man. It was like, wow, okay. And surprisingly, the other surprise here, only one Drake. Only one Drake so far gone. My girl MC J-Wo picked that one on out, though, man. And that was the one that I think were the two big surprises, though, man. Yeah, some 12 plays, confessions. But we gotta sort this one on out, though, man. We gotta come up with the 10. While I'm saying 5, give me your 5. I think that we're gonna have to narrow this down to about 10, the 10 best no skip albums.
Well, it's funny to me because you didn't say that you were surprised about Tank making the list.
I thought if you made a list, that at least one of the Tanks was going to be on there.
Not for me though, because Tank doesn't have a no skip album. Tank has great songs. I love Tank, but he don't have a no skip album.
What?
Yeah.
I thought for sure that you
No, I don't know an artist today that has a no skip album.
No active artist, or you mean has there been a no skip album within the last 5 years?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know that there is one because there are some songs that I would skip. Like even let's even call it like the new Tank, right? It can get to about halfway through and then I'm good because it's like to me. This was the most complete album because he made the album for everybody, right? The second half of the album seems to be more for the new school R&B folks, whereas the first half of the album is dedicated to the original crew for Tank. So for me, I like the first half of the album better. So I don't find myself wanting to go and listen to the second half of the album. So I don't know. And, we've been reviewing music on here for quite some time, and I don't remember us ever talking about an album that was no skip in the near future.
I got one. I only know one.
Who is that?
One. Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morales and the Steppers. That one is a no skip for me.
Okay, I can agree with that. But yeah. I mean, outside of that, that's still one, right? Out of the last 5 years, we say one. But for me, there's some easy listening albums, like albums that like a Summer Walker or something like that, or LMA. I could kind of listen through it, but when I say no skip, like that's my the 100% genuine. I can throw that on today and ain't got to skip nothing.
Oh, I'm gonna give you a close one for R&B that I think. I'm gonna go ahead and say Jasmine Sullivan's Hotels. I think that one is one that I can play all the way through and not have to skip it. Now, here's the thing. I think to qualify that is, to your point, right? The Genuine had them bangers on it. And so the Jasmine Sullivan has great songs and great songwriting. Right. It has great everything. Does it have the banger, the transcending banger? I don't think it does. Yeah, so from that regards, I'm gonna say that it's no skip, but it's not. To me, it's not It's not 100%.
That's what I'm saying. It ain't the 8701. It ain't the Confessions.
Confessions.
It ain't Link. You know what I'm saying? Like those are albums where it's just like banger after banger. Like they made singles off of most of the songs on those albums.
Yes.
I don't think we have that anymore.
Now, you got me thinking now. I think Kendrick is Kendrick is the only one. You know what? What was the this is what I think is gonna surprise you. Which was the Drake album with I need a money in my head. Was that Nothing Was the Same?
Was it that Certified Lover Boy or Scorpion?
That wasn't 5 years though. The Pound Cake one, that one wasn't 5 years ago. I'm talking about I'm with you. Within the 5 years, the only one that I can think of is Kendrick.
Yeah. I mean, that's just right off the top of the head. I'm sure
off the top of my head.
Yeah, if we spent some time, we could probably come up with something. Because I remember we really liked the Giveon. We gave that as props. There was another album, another R&B album that I know we said the Neo was pretty straight. There was another R&B album within that time frame though of the Giveon album that we was
Chris
like,
Brown.
It definitely wasn't Chris Brown.
The Giveon album was dope. And I'm gonna be honest, I did like, so this is the one thing I think that's crazy. So I think that the thing about the Giveon album that it is a no skip album, but it is kind of skippable. And when I say
a no skip album with caveats.
Yeah, it's yeah. That's a good way to put that, because the thing about the Giveon to me is that it seems very much, I'm not going to say alternative R&B as much as it is R&B alternative, right? But his sound is such a unique signature sound that I think that you could very easily start to say, all right, you hear a couple minutes of the song and you don't got to hear the whole song, basically. And I keep comparing them to, if I'm talking about the ultimates, I'm thinking Confessions is one where nothing. I want to hear every single word to this. And I think that that's why, for me, Kendrick is the last one that I would probably say this time. But even then, I now you got me even thinking. Because
I'm surprised you ain't say Beyonce's new album.
No, because see that's the thing about it. I think that the Beyonce's new album, for the diehard Beyonce, it's you don't gotta skip it. But for the casual, right? I think that to me, the Beyonce album, that's the more it's B-Day. To me, the B-Day album is the Beyonce album. You play it all the way through. The reason for that,
not even Lemonade.
I love Lemonade. I'm talking about I personally love Lemonade. Personally, I can play it, but I'm just saying, if I had to pick the Beyonce album, the reason why I say that is because B-Day had some dope slow songs, but it had bangers, club songs, and singles. And I thought that it felt more like 100% Genuine in the sense that it had a bunch of singles, though, man. And I think that was the album where she did a visual for every single song. So yeah, I thought that it's to me, it's my favorite Beyonce album of all of them. Lemonade probably is second. But in the last 5 years, bro, what's the reason for that? What's the explanation for that, though, bro? Why don't we got more classics?
Because nowadays people, it's a single driven. We're back to a single driven society. Like, you think about it, right? Albums aren't even that long anymore, right? Songs is typically, if you hitting 2.5 minutes, you pushing it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it, even the new stuff that we're working on, how many bridges have we wrote from my project? You know what I'm saying? because
I think if we got a couple, we might just do a couple verses and some hooks.
that's about it. Because that's what society. That's what I'm saying. The our market is generated from consumer, right? And so the consumer is saying right now, okay, that's cool. Let me hear the next song after about 2 minutes. So people are focused on the. So the thing is, once you get this banging single, then you drop this album with it. It's not so much a cohesive project. Like you got people like Kendrick who the art is different, where where their project is a project, right? Not just I finished recording a bunch of songs and now my album drops. It's a project. So
Every song goes
with something else, and you listen to it in a
meticulously
certain
through.
order.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is now. Like, and I'm not saying nobody else does that. I'm just saying for the majority, though, it's like you hear the single and it's not like it's that's the single. It's not like it's a bigger portion of a completed project.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like this is you saying that now makes me feel more confident when people when Billboard came out with their list and they had Kendrick as number 2, the greatest rapper of all time. Number, because when you just said that, bro, I think that the Kendricks, To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, Good Kid, Mad City, these are all albums that I think I don't have to skip anything through. And so when I'm thinking about it, though, bro, I don't think that it's a reach to have Kendrick number 2. Somebody else might have him reach lower, but I think though that the part that's hard for a lot of people when it comes to Kendrick and rating him that high is the fact that he hasn't been around. I mean, he's been around for a long time, but he hasn't been around as long as Wayne. He hasn't been on the scene as long as J. Cole. He hasn't been on the scene as long as Drake. And so for you to come in such a short time span, it reminds me of the Ice Cube run. I mentioned that Ice Cube has one of the best 5-year runs in hip hop. But I think that Kendrick's came out with all of these albums, and it's just I've never been disappointed whatsoever with any Kendrick. And I think that it's hard for people to wrap their brains around how great Kendrick has been consistently, though, bro. Like, I think Kendrick could be the LeBron James of rap eventually, though, bro, where you could see that while there have been people who have had higher highs and more accolades like Drake, I think that you could very well see that there may not be a rapper who's been greater more consistently than Kendrick, bro.
I can't say he's the LeBron. I would say because to me, Jay-Z is my Jordan. Drake is my LeBron for the longevity, just like LeBron, the longevity, right? And then Kendrick would be like a Giannis, where it's like he's new to it and just immediate impact, taking over, like dominant, just dominant. That's kind of how I got.
I can see that from the standpoint of if you got Jay-Z as your Jordan, and then here it is, LeBron has the longevity, so he has all the statistical awards that make you. Yeah, Drake has all the stats, so that is a good parallel. I guess I just look at that and saying that I just think though that the part that I appreciate about LeBron the most is that no player, including Jordan, has been greater for longer than LeBron.
And neither has Drake.
And maybe that's the same with Drake. I guess it's perspective. I think when it comes to that is a good comparison. That is a damn good comparison, bro. Because when I think about it now, the more I think about it, I think that Drake has culturally been such an influential since the day he got on. Like 100%. Once he got on, he's never not been hot. And that means something.
You think about, right? Because LeBron came straight from high school and had an impact, right? And he came in with a mixtape with an impact. You know what I'm saying? And Foot has not got off the gas. I mean, and we have those seasons where we kind of forget LeBron or, don't appreciate him as much. And then Drake just had an album like the Beyonce's where people don't really talk about that album and completely done forgot about it. He then came out with the one with him and 21 Savage. We ain't even talking about that album no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still shooting at a high level and is still very, very much relevant. So no, that's my LeBron.
I like that, bro. This is the so maybe this is one of the arguments that I got into. This is one of the arguments I got into over the weekend, right? Is that for Drake to be the LeBron, like you say, right? We had this conversation before, but does Drake really have that album that you just say, all right, let me put this Drake on because or when you got this feel like he has a lot of great music.
Right. So to me, it goes back to what we just talked about in the beginning of this conversation, right? This is a single driven society right now. So Drake doesn't have, to me, in my opinion, he doesn't have to have a classic.
He doesn't have to have, you don't think he has to have a classic?
I don't think so. He has, because what I'm saying is this, right? You know, this is what I mean by a single driven thing, right? We know about all of the artists that was in verses, and we know all of the music collectively that they've all had. We didn't care about, we wanted people to stay away from the album cuts. We wanted them to pull out them bangers because you got 20 songs, so we want to hit them that 20 heat, right? So you think if Drake had to do 20 against any artist, and it's like, who's topping that, bro? And I know we've had that conversation too. People say Wayne, people say Jay-Z, but you think about the caliber of artists that would have to go against him in order to put up a solid 20 to go against.
I don't put this. I'm not saying that it would be easy, right? I'm just saying, yeah, okay. I'm not saying that it'll be easy. I'm just saying that he's beatable at the same time.
Who
I do like. I as great as it. Oh man. Okay. I think Jay-Z right off the cuff. So let's just say when you set aside Jay-Z, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you set aside the Jay-Z, Wayne, I think Wayne.
Drake.
And listen, I'm not saying, listen, I do. And here's the reason why. It's not that I don't think that Drake has more hits to go. It's just, to me, all hits aren't created equally. And so those ones that give you that feel, I think Wayne can't beat Drake. Now, it would be tough, but I just think that when it comes down to it, if you got two songs that are equal, I think you're gonna get that feel from the Waynes. And I don't know you're gonna get that from the Drakes. From that regards, though, bro, I'm gonna go ahead and this is gonna sound wild. I would say Kendrick, bro, but
see, I don't think Kendrick.
Versus is song for song, so that's why I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, it's because like performance, I think Kendrick would get him, right? But you talking about just song for song, though. Drake's hits is just a little longer, like hits. I ain't talking about, there's a difference between a cultural hit.
Okay, so I think, okay, so listen, bro. I think Busta Rhymes might be able to get him, bro. Drake will have, listen, I think that Busta got some of them things where I think that, you know what I think, bro? You know what I think? I think Busta Rhymes will do what the Locks and them did if he went against Drake, where you would think that Drake should clearly. But I think that once Busta put them things out there, bro, you gonna really be like, and he gonna play passion fruit, and it's just not gonna.
I think it all boils down to song selection for me. Just
it's
like with
very much song selection, though. Golly, but you can't just give me You can't give me because Drake has the most number one. So you can't give me Tootsie Slide, bro. And you put Tootsie Slide against Pastor Cavassier, bro. And even for that matter, right? There are some songs that are just albums cuts on Busters that resonate with a Busta Rhymes fan so much so that I don't even think you could put there's a lot of Drake hits that I think that some people would say I feel these Busters more. And that's why I think that, yeah, bro.
Now I don't think
know.
Drake would get Omarion though.
No, he won't. I think that Drake could very well win, but I'm going to tell you that he'll win by quantity, right? But it won't necessarily be, I think it'll be closer to what people think. You would think that it would be like a washing, right? Because it's Drake, he got all these hits. But I think that Drake would only win by like maybe 5, bro. 5 songs.
Win is a win. Win is a win.
A win is a win, bro.
So Sarah's been watching that Tupac doc, right? And
yeah.
I think, bro, I finally have Pac over Biggie, bro.
Why would you say that?
Because it's like I don't think that I've ever really listened to Pac like that. Like like, you know how we used to dance off both Biggie and Pac or whatever the case may be, or, you know, but talking about just, I couldn't tell you that I have listened through an entire Tupac album from beginning to end. I don't think I've ever done that. And watching the doc now, something's like, yo, Pac can go, bro. And I know people always knew that, but I'm saying for me personally, right? It's not like Nas. I can still listen to Nas, and while I respect people's opinion about Nas, it doesn't do anything for me. It was the first time listening to Pac, like, hey, he could go.
Just now, Pac's been dead for like 20-something years, bro. And just now you become a Pac fan.
I don't know necessarily a Pac fan, but whereas I'm curious now. I'm Pac curious. Like, I'm ready to go back and listen to Pac.
That's a fan. You bloomed late when it came to him. That's all.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if that I'm a fan yet because I haven't really. I haven't listened through a whole album yet. Like, now I want to go back and listen through the classic albums or listen to the stuff and really understand what the hype is about. Because I mean, I've always enjoyed him acting. You know what I'm saying? I've enjoyed the singles that have been out, and you know, loosely knowing the story about everything. But to kind of watch the doc and to see how hard of an artist he was, like, this was what I'm saying. To impress Snoop, that's a big deal to me.
Yeah. I think the thing that's
a big deal to me.
The thing that I appreciated about Pac. So Pac, listen, man. So when Pac was on when he was on death row, right? I still think that people don't realize, like, some people associate Pac in death row as much, if not more, than what they did with Snoop Dogg in death row. Because me personally, I think of Snoop and Dr. Dre, and I don't automatically associate even Dr. Dre now, right? Dr. Dre Aftermath. But I think that, to me, I think most people more closely associate Pac with death row. But even with that, he was not on death row very long, right? So I only bring up that to say that as a writer, bro, I think that it's phenomenal, and it shows incredible how he was able to still put out, how his estate was able to put out albums after he died, because it's like, bro, if you were, I think he was only on death row. That time was only like a year, right? But between the time that he signed, put out the album, the first album, and when he died, right? This is a year span. So to have enough catalog that you recorded to be able to die and still put out 3-4 albums, it's just crazy to me. So from a songwriter's perspective, I certainly appreciate it. I'm going to be honest. I only have Biggie over Pac because I've been riding this. Listen, Life After Death, to me, has been the crown, and not even ready to die, but life after death to me is the crowning Biggie. It's so much one of my favorite albums of all time that it's the sole reason why I've always picked Biggie over Pac, but for no other reason, just that album. But to some people, All Eyes on Me is their version of that, though. So no, I knew people who cried when Tupac died, bro.
Yeah. I know Sarah's a big fan of him, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man. Lakers in trouble?
I think the Lakers are in trouble, bro. I think the Lakers are in trouble because here's the thing. I think that is one thing when you win on your home court. It's another one when you have to win on your home court. And the only reason why I think that the Lakers are in trouble is because they have to win on their home court, and they're going to have to be reliant on AD playing like he got some nuts. And I don't think that AD's always up for it like that. And so because you have to rely on AD, I think that that's what makes you in trouble.
Yeah. Because most people would feel like they gave up game 2, right?
True.
A lot of people say, look, game 1, that was the best blow that Denver had. They'll never shoot the way they shot in game 1. And the Lakers still almost came back, right? But game 2, the Lakers was up big in third quarter, and then you lost it, and then you lost the game. So, but, bruh, if Jamal Murray can shoot like he did in the fourth quarter, bruh, like, and then LeBron's missing layups late. He's still out here shooting 3-pointers late.
It's the threes, bro. Like, listen, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you, bro. You know how people used to say, "Oh yeah, man, if the Lakers just didn't have Westbrook, they would just be winning," right? I'm gonna keep it 1,000. If LeBron James isn't shooting these threes, I think that they just win the game, bro. And I'm not going to sit here and say that there was any particular time or plays or whatever. I'm just saying that you get a LeBron James that's not shooting any threes at all, right? That to me means that you putting all the pressure on the defense. If you get the ball and you shooting middies and you driving, then to me, you put so much pressure on somebody guarding you to where it's just a different kind of game. And so LeBron does that, and I think that they win this game, and I think they win the last one. But all these playoffs, for some reason, bro, LeBron just think that his name is LeBron Curry because he's been letting these threes fly like they just drop it. And yeah, there's going to be one game where he makes 3 or 4 because of the law of averages. But I'm just like, bro, who's going to tell LeBron to stop shooting threes, bro? Who on the team can tell him?
AD need to.
How can AD tell him that?
Arvin Ham needs to.
It can't be AD because AD doesn't consistently play well enough to tell LeBron nothing. That's just like LeBron telling him, bro, you get out rebounded by Yoke. You need to play tougher. Like,
yeah, but listen, bro, this is the thing, man. That's the problem, right? Is because you like it shouldn't matter whether I'm playing well or not. The thing is that stop shooting the threes, though, bro. Like, come on, somebody got to be able to tell him that. So if anybody, it should be coach. Like, look, bro, I know who you are, but you got to stop shooting the threes, bro. You haven't made any in the fourth quarter.
Somebody should be able to tell him, like, listen, Bron, let's just keep it 1,000, bro. The shot's not dropping, bro. But the silver lining is while the 3 isn't dropping, everything else is.
Right.
So
go to the basket. Go to the
rack.
rack. But that's what I'm saying.
Like,
as a coach, you gotta tell him that, bro. That's not like, dog. This is crunch time where you go home if you lose, right? So there's got to be time out for like, look, I nobody's allowed to say nothing to Bron. No, bro, we trying to win.
Yeah, I think that it's just listen, man. It's just like I don't know, bro. Like the same way how I think that coaches are expected to make adjustments. LeBron James is like for you to have the people always rave about LeBron James's basketball IQ. And so something just says basketball IQ wise, bro, that you need to just be going to the hole. Like you as a basketball savant, should just know that that's like, come on, man.
Put somebody in foul trouble, stop the clock. There's a whole bunch of pluses as to why you go to the rack.
Yeah, you know what I think. So part of this is the one thing that drives me crazy, because I'll hear your boy Skip Bayless say this often.
Flip, pay less.
Flip, pay less. I hear him say that he thinks that LeBron shoots all these threes because he's scared to get fouled and have to go shoot free throws, right? And this looks like it's the case though, bro. Like when he's doing that, because it's like I can't think of what else reason can you think of to go 0 for 6. Well, you think, well, you might as well go 4 for 10 if the next 4 drop. And my thing is that if you haven't been making them all playoff long, if you go to the hole, and I understand LeBron, listen, man, I still try to drive to the hole, and it's tough going to the rack, taking the bump. I get it. I get that though, man. But at the same time, I'm just sitting here looking at him, and I think though, bro, like I don't really see anybody on the team playing that's going to be able to just not check LeBron, but just say, bro, if you don't just stop shooting these threes and go to the hole, they can't stop you. Like, who else will LeBron respect on the team? Not to say you got to have another equal to him.
Nope.
It has to be.
This is where you need a Draymond.
This is where you need a Draymond. Yeah, this is where you need a Draymond. But you need to have somebody, because you think about it, the only other person on that Lakers team that's won a championship is AD. I don't think anybody else on the team is left from that old squad. What is Tristan Thompson going to say to LeBron out there, though, man? Like, they ain't what he out there for.
He ain't going to get to play no way. He might as well say it.
Man,
if that's another chance for him to get another ring, hey, Brian.
If you brought me here, if you lobby for me to be on the team, right? And I believe Tristan Thompson is also a clutch client, but if you lobby for him to get on the team, then sure you should be able to say it. But I think I'm not going to put it on LeBron like that, say wholly, but I do also fully feel like if LeBron didn't shoot all those threes, if all those threes were drives, I think the Lakers win, because I think that it changes the dynamics of how the game is played, though, man.
All right. So with that being said, though, who you still got winning the series?
I think the Nuggets gonna win, bro.
Okay.
I listen. I wanted to say that the Lakers have a chance to win, and they do. But once I saw AD score 18 points after scoring 40, then that tells me that he's due for one more of those kinds of games, right? And in one more of those kinds of games, they're going to lose one of them, though. So, it wouldn't surprise me while the Lakers are undefeated. It wouldn't surprise me if the Lakers lose one of the games at home. And when they do, it wouldn't surprise me again that AD plays bad, bro.
Yeah. Who you got in Boston and Miami?
Listen, this series is interesting, bro. I don't know who I got on this one, though. I have not been able to tell.
I still think Boston is gonna win, but this is going to make Tatum or not, because we know what Jimmy Butler brings. I don't bet against Jimmy Butler. What I'm saying is, if Miami wins, it's not going to surprise me. Not going to surprise me at all. But it's really going to. This is gonna make Tatum if Boston wins this series.
What if it breaks them and they don't win?
That's what it is. That's what the stakes are. If this series is going to make him or it's going to break him. This is the series, like you said, where they got to make decisions on what they're going to do with him and Brown.
We talked about it earlier that this particular playoff, I've never seen more postseason implications of a season, NBA championship, than this season. I agree with you. Here's the thing. It seems like a very logical thing, right? That the Celtics have Jaylen Brown and they have Jason Tatum, and you shouldn't be able to put both of them on locks at one point. You should have one or the other, if not both, on a good day, right? But you know that Jimmy Butler is the facilitator and the scorer for them. And even though Bam does a lot of those same things, I don't know that Bam scored like 20-some points. I don't think Bam's averaged 20 points a game in the regular season. So I think that even them winning that game one with Bam was more of an enough. I don't know why Bam isn't more aggressive on the score. He's so busy trying to facilitate and do this and the other that I think that it takes away from what I think he does well on offense. But I think if you tell me that every game that the effort for Miami is going to be like this effort, I could see Miami winning in 7. And here's the thing. Boston has lost 4 home games in the playoffs. Like, who does that? I've never seen a team lose more at home during the playoffs than Boston. And when they do lose, they bad losses though, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm interested in the series. I will say both of these, the Eastern Conference and Western Conference Finals, it's a very good matchups. And
I like this. I like the series and the matchups for both, but I couldn't even wrap my brain around what I was watching with the Miami game because Miami was down by 12 points at one point, though, right? And then here it is, the third quarter comes around, fourth quarter comes around, and I'm watching them just the Celtics just completely piss their pants. It just nothing's working. And I think when I was watching at some point, almost through like the third quarter, Marcus Smart had like 12 assists and they was just balling. And I was like, damn. So I don't know, bro. I think that it is funny though, man, that Jimmy Butler made the all NBA team, but didn't make the all-star team though, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. So yeah, it's a lot of people who feel like, I mean, the snubs were there.
Let me ask you this though, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So the Celtics moved on because they beat the 76ers,
mm-hmm.
who promptly fired Doc Rivers, bro.
We called it.
We called that one. Couldn't see how he would survive that one.
And unfortunate, because like I don't want to see him get fired. I like Doc Rivers a lot. Like, I'm gonna tell you, every time I sang the anthem, for some reason, Doc Rivers was there, right?
Yeah.
And he always would pull me to the side. Hey, son, just want to let you know you killed it. I appreciate you. Doc, I love Doc. But
if Monty Harris gets fired,
yeah,
right, and Bud Budenholzer gets fired, who also has one championship ring, right? More recently than Doc. Because Doc's been riding this one championship ring with the Celtics for some years now, right? But he's had that reputation of not making adjustments. And so I think that this is the thing that wasn't surprising to me about this. What wasn't surprising to me about that is when it came out, reports said that James Harden was pushing for Doc to be fired, who then promptly says, I'm going to go ahead and be a free agent, though, bro. So my question for you is this. Fair or foul? And is he just doing that to get the contract extension, but he will stay? Where do you think that he's going to end up next year, bro?
Number one, I don't think that James had any hand in him getting fired. I don't believe that. That's just me. Secondly, I honestly believe it's going to be a conversation. So I don't know where he's going to land. If I had to speculate, I think he's going to be back in Philly. Or if the Suns make a move with Chris Paul, then he's going to the Suns.
He said he wants to go somewhere where he can have the freedom to be himself with the ball.
He says that. That's what his mouth say.
Okay.
But the Houston James Harden we know is done. It's different.
Is he though? Is he?
Yes. Here's the thing. The difference, right? Like most people felt like Russ was done, even though they forgot what he did in Washington, what he did in Houston later on in the season, right? The recency bias is what we saw with the Lakers, and they thought Russ was done, right? Russ goes to a different team where he's allowed to do what Russell Westbrook does, and everybody's like, oh, Russ is back. Like, no, Russ has been there. You get it. James, on the other hand, we saw him go to Brooklyn, and he wasn't James Harden from Houston. He goes to Philly, and he still wasn't James Harden from Houston. So unless you telling me that James gets to go to a team where he just has the ball from the moment it's tipped in, then he's not going to a championship squad. To me, right now, he's ring chasing. So for me, he's either going to Houston or he feels like something's about to change drastically in Philly and he's going to stay there. I don't think he's going back to Houston like the reports are saying.
What if he goes to the Clippers?
They don't have. If that was the case, they would have the money to pay Russ. So they
can't. They can't pay Russ only because of the NBA rule of being able to only offer him the veterans minimum. So they couldn't like the same way how Russ can go and get 30 somewhere else. It's just because of his bird rights, I think it is, that they can only offer him like $7 million or something like that. But I think anybody else, they can offer them that. But listen, I think, right, I do believe that James Harden probably was over Doc Rivers. And it wouldn't surprise me if he actually did call for him to do it. I think that James Harden basically said, I'm gonna file for my free agency. I'm gonna opt out, go for free agency, but I'll return if y'all don't hire, if Doc Rivers ain't here. If Doc Rivers is gone, I'll be back. But I think that he's basically said, oh yeah, I gotta do a four. I'm looking for something that's gonna be a 4-year deal for around 30 million. I think Philly's going to give him about 30 million. I think that they're going to go ahead and give him a 2-year deal for about 35, right? I think they're not going to give him the long term, right? And that'll give him the room to be able to opt out again and then see what happens. But I think that I believe that was the only way that he would go back to Philly was if Doc Rivers was gone. And here's the thing though, I'm not going to lie. If he says I wanted to have the basketball freedom, to me that just means that the Philly strip clubs just ain't allow him to be him though, bro. The strippers out there just don't be hitting like they do out in Houston. And I think that when he said the basketball freedom, it's like I want to go to a club that got the best strip club scene though, bro. And that's you think about that though, bro. I don't think Brooklyn, the strip clubs can't be like they were in Houston. So maybe James Harden does have 30 points per game in him still. And it just wouldn't come out unless he was in Houston because they got the best strip clubs, bro.
Okay, so if Philly get D'Antoni, is he staying?
I think he is going to stay. I think Philly is going to go with D'Antoni, and I think that I do expect for him to stay. Now, he could come to the Hawks because the Hawks strip clubs are kind of there. You know what I'm saying? They're about equal with Houston, so I can see him with the Hawks. I could. So I don't know, bro. But
let's get into this big conversation, bro. Let's join the rest of the media world and talk about the bombshell of the basketball culture right now, which is Ja Morant. So we know that another video has surfaced where it looks like Ja is flashing a gun in an IG Live post. What are your reactions? What are we doing? What should the league do? And what is your response to what everybody else is saying about the conversation? Like, what are we doing?
I got mixed feelings on it, bro.
Okay,
I got mixed feelings on it because I think that it was to me sheer stupidity. He didn't hurt anybody at all, right? So there was nothing legal, nothing criminal, but at the same time, it's just like, all right, you know what? I think though, what makes it look stupid is just last month you had came out and told them people that you working on yourself and you look forward to, going down this new path and working on you. You say you went to counseling 3 weeks ago. And then fast forward, you're back doing the exact same thing. Not even a version of it, but the exact same thing. So my question is this, though, bro. Okay. I know that it looks like Ja was riding with his boy, right? And listen, I totally understand if everywhere you go, you ride with the pistol on you. I think I do. I think you do as well. it's safety. You do it just to protect yourself. My thing is this though. It's not about the safety. It seems like what Jive loves is glorifying the gun. So it's not enough for me to listen to my music, right? I gotta have the gun while I'm doing it to show y'all that I'm. That's the thing I think that I believe is not even necessarily about a legal or criminal thing. It's just as an NBA player, and as if I'm the NBA, I'm saying, listen, you didn't do anything legally wrong, right? But that to me, as far as where we stand with the NBA, that was a bad look for us. I think the league basically suspends him still because everything he's ever gotten in trouble for has to do with guns involved, right? 25 games, bro.
People keep saying that it's not legal. Number one, I mean, people keep saying that it's what he did wasn't illegal, right?
Right.
Just because it's not illegal doesn't mean that it's right. But the other thing is, it is illegal. It's illegal because he is an NBA basketball player who signed a contract that has a morality clause. And the other thing is, we talked about this several times on our podcast to where when I was in the military, there were certain things that I couldn't do. Me working for the government, there's still certain things that I cannot do. Are those things illegal to do as a normal person in Oklahoma City? Absolutely not. They're not illegal. But for me, it's illegal for me to do them because I signed up to work for said corporation. So the thing is that take that off the table. You just had a meeting with the commissioner and y'all had conversations about this very thing. You talked directly in his face and told him what you were going to do. And then you go against that.
And so do the exact same thing, not just go against it. The exact same thing.
100%. So for me, yeah, it's gonna be bad punishment wise, and it's
25.
warranted.
25 games, bro.
I think it's gonna be longer than that, bro. I think
you think so?
Yeah, I think the commissioner has to send a message, and unfortunately, he has to be the example. I'm thinking you giving him 41 games.
He's gonna appeal
half the season. He's suspended. Half the season is going to be lucky because I think that they probably want to suspend him for a whole year.
Ooh.
The reason why is because, again, the first conversation that you had, the suspension was supposed to be longer, and based upon the conversation, he lessened it to 8 games and even said because you were already out, those counted towards those because you really only missed 2 games. Because you put yourself in counseling for the 4 or the 6 or whatever. So I think now you're getting a year. Nike has already pulled your shoe from their website.
No, it's still up there. You can still buy
it. No. You can get it from like Dick's. You can get
it. Okay.
Yeah. But Nike has pulled it from the site. So the affiliate people that already got them, they can still do it, but Nike has pulled it.
I'm not saying that Nike has. Let me ask you this: I'm not saying that Nike has to have the highest, moral compass and be a beacon. But I'd imagine though, bro, if you just pulled Kyrie Irving's deal, doesn't this kind of fall somewhere in that territory, though, bro?
It does because you're basically saying we're against anything that could possibly harm another human. So, with the words that Kyrie was supporting, according to them, that could potentially cause violence against other humans. You're walking around with a gun, you could potentially hurt yourself or another human.
Okay, so listen, it seemed like Ja Morant took Kyrie shoe deal. If that happens, who takes Ja Morant's shoe deal? Who's ready for a signature shoe?
Because I was about to say Tatum already has one.
Jaylen Brown's with Adidas.
Right.
I think.
Here's the thing. I could see Nike trying to get Shea, even though because Shea wears Converse. but it's not like an exclusive. He's with Converse. It's not like an exclusive Shea shoe. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost like the Team Jordan where Tatum just recently got his signature shoe. So I can see Nike going after Shea.
And by the way, I saw the Ant-Man shoes, the prototype. They look fire, bro. Looks like a Yeezy. Looks like a Yeezy 700, but it's pretty fire though. I was like, yo, I would get them, and I don't even know if I would hoop in them. Like they seem like they casuals though, bro. They fire though.
Yeah, they are. But I here's my thing, man. I don't want to see. I want the young man to get this scare and change his life and be the superstar we want him to be. But at the same time, he's gonna have to be held accountable for these actions. The other thing is, like, for my son to tell me, like, yo, what is he doing? Then it's a good wake-up call, because Deuce has been waiting on that Josh shoe to come out. And for him to be like, yo, what is he doing? It's like, okay.
Landon's saying he's Landon's favorite player. And now I feel like I got to rush to go get some Ja Morants because they might not come back with a part 2.
You right. You right. You better grab onto a colorway and get you one, and that's gonna be it.
Oh my gosh, dude! Listen, man. I told you, bro. I want to like him so bad, bro. I do. Because I love the way he played. To be honest with you, outside of that, the guns play stuff, I like everything. I laughed because I saw doggone. What's the boy? Call him NBA dumb boy. It was so platinum too, though, man. So I don't know, man. 25, at least 25 games, though, bro. At least 25 games.
So who is that they got a beef with that was just doing the diss on Drake? And oh my gosh. Somebody that was just dissing Drake, and they had to sit down with Birdman and Jay Prince. Oh my gosh, I sent that joint to you too.
Dissing Drake?
Yes.
I don't know, but I know that Soulja Boy was supposed to come out with an album, right? And then NBA Youngboy and Dirk was gonna be putting out their album on the same time. So Soulja Boy think they trying to steal his shine, talking his stuff. He went on one of those classic Soulja Boy rants, and I'm just thinking, like, bro, it's one of those things where you can be so insulated in your own world to where your reality just doesn't match the outside world, right? And I'm just thinking, like, Soulja, like, when was the last time somebody was really checking for a Soulja Boy album in that regards, though, bro? But I do think it's funny because he was talking bad about Lil Durk, who has a cool little single where he is just getting out rapped. I mean, he is getting rapped under the table by that boy J. Cole. It just seems like he gave this. He listen. You got to start watching J. Cole, bro, because if you get J. Cole on a single, he is gonna try to rap you. This is the thing. I've never heard a recent J. Cole feature where he's getting out rapped. He has been killing everybody he was with. And I'm talking about he kills Lil Durk with a Jason knife, bro. I mean, butcher knife, though, bro. Killing.
Oh, it was NBA Youngboy, bro.
Oh, yeah. It probably was. NBA Youngboy beats with everybody. I didn't know that he was beefing with Drake, but I didn't think that there was very many people who Youngboy has a beef with. He don't like nobody. The Baby is the only one. The Baby is the only one that he doesn't beef with. They had an album together though, that did crazy numbers too.
Yeah. Yeah, they said that boy. Who you say? Draco said his album gonna do maybe 500 units, bro.
No, listen, bro. That's what I say. Listen, you mean to tell me you did all that rent for 500? You got it. Listen, bro. Hey, I would like to think that you and I, right, if you were Soulja Boys on Soulja Boys level of notoriety, that you got to know at least 500 people personally who will at least buy your album. 500 that would just support it on GP. I do hope that it's like I don't know, it probably never will be that reality check, but it's just like I do like Soldier Boy in the culture though, bro. I think that it's time for him to figure out, is there another lane for him culturally though, bro? Like it's almost like how Ray J, right, has transitioned to reality star, got his technology, communication, everything like that, and he's still pretty relevant though, right? I think the Soldier Boy has to have a
Soldier Boy
transition.
is in tech though. That's the crazy part. He
I
has
mean,
it's not Ray J, because Ray J owns most of Raycon, right? Whereas Soldier Boy partnered with somebody, and he's like he's getting a lot of money from tech.
yeah, I think that he needs to figure out how to push that more into hip hop. Then because if I'm not saying you can't stop, I'm not gonna say stop doing music, bro, because it'd be impossible if you chew to it. I just think that at some point though, man, it's like if the music is what you're relying on to keep you relevant, it ain't
Be on somebody's Real House of something.
Yes, he needs his own reality show.
Yeah. The other thing too,
you saw Kanye was out and about with his new girl, his new wife.
Yeah, after looking like he was about to be a special character for Mortal Kombat.
No, you know I called him Ye Mysterio because he looked like he was wearing a Rey Mysterio suit, just not the mask though, bro. Ye Mysterio Jr.
That boy was headed to the set of the new Mortal Kombat movie,
bro. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm gonna be mad at y'all if I see y'all out here wearing these sock shoes that he was wearing, bro. I'm gonna keep it 1,000.
I told you I'm willing to do the red boots. I ain't doing the socks though.
I think the red boots would be funny just to be like, ha ha.
Yeah, like I'd have to pull them out. I seen Shay wear them, but Shay wore them. He had the big oversized jeans, and so you just knew he had the boots underneath. You know what I'm saying?
It's so trendy that it seemed like something that was only good for the month. It doesn't seem like something that you can go ahead and bring back in the summertime. Like it seemed like
in the summer anyway. That's a winter shoe, bro.
Yeah, but it just seemed like even that just doesn't seem like it's here to stay kind of thing. That seemed like that was a moment everybody was wearing these big boots.
Nah, because they're gonna change colors on them, bro. It's gonna happen.
But these Kanye's though, he didn't already filed for a patent for these. So these is coming out, the sock shoes. Let me find out I'm seeing y'all walking around here, I'm stepping on all y'all toes, bro.
Until you get a package from me with them socks, and you're gonna be posted up in them talking about comfortable sock shoes out of
never. But no, but speaking of Kanye though, right? And he was out with his new girl. His new girl to me looks like a combination of Kim Kardashian and Amber Rose, bro. She's like a blend of all of his exes all in one though, bro.
Yeah, he has a type. I mean, and that's what it is.
His type, Kim. They said there's a rumor that she out here dating in these streets with Tom Brady.
No, if that's the case, I'm all for it, bro.
I'm all for it too, bro.
And then listen, if that's the case, the boy Tom Brady just became the GOAT for real, bro.
He is, bro. Like, listen, I don't know why, bro. I don't know why I don't know why it makes so much sense though. Like I'm not like Tom Brady to me. Maybe it's because Tom Brady seems so not what I've seen her be with. And then she seems to be so not like, Tom's had Giselle, she's a model, but she ain't like, in certain terms of the popularity anyway, it ain't like that. So I don't know why it seems like it would work, but I like it though, man. If that was true, I like it.
I think they're mature versions of what they've had before. Like, to me, Tom Brady is a much more mature and more popular version of Chris Humphries, right? And then Kim is a more poppin' model than Giselle.
I think, bro,
culturally, not
internationally and all that stuff.
Yeah. I know she's huge in her
market. I'm not mad. In fact, I kind of like the idea of Kim Kardashian and Tom Brady, if that was indeed the case, though, bro. Yeah, that's a I wouldn't mind, bro. I actually wouldn't mind seeing, now that Tom Brady's retired, I wouldn't mind seeing Tom Brady more in general. Like, you think about that. You see Tom Brady, he had the MTV Video Awards, at the Music Awards, Tom Brady at the Grammy. I think that it would be dope to just have Tom Brady show people more of his, life that he didn't necessarily show before, though, bro.
Same. It's kind of like we see a whole lot more of Taker now. Like, we've never heard.
Yeah,
Taker.
That's a good point.
We ain't heard Taker talk like Mark Calloway ever.
Listen. I've only heard him talk as Taker, though, bro. I've never heard him talk as much, and I enjoy it, though, bro.
Yeah, and so now that it's over, he's like, yeah, the character was what it was, and it's nice and refreshing. To like, he was the last one that you thought wrestling was real. Like, that dude, he from somewhere, bro. He ain't from here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think that when they say somebody was from parts unknown, that was him, though, bro. Like,
he was from Death Valley. Like, that was all out of
Death Valley. Yeah, man. But no, but yeah, it makes sense, though, bro. I would like them more. They seem pretty straight, bro. Yeah.
What you got out for the weekend, bro?
Listen, I'm about to go see that. I'm about to buy my tickets now, bro, to go see that Guardians. And then I think that I'm doing probably gonna be doing some packing. I think that we might start to. I'm gonna end up doing a lot of packing, though, bro. That's pretty much the goal for the weekend, though, man. I think that one of the when I move, one of the first things that I'm trying to go ahead and do is set up the new spot, though. I got to at least have my studio back up and running at bare bones. So that's going to be one of the first things that I do. But so I think I want to start to shop around furniture, new decor. But specifically, though, man, I think I'm just prepping, though, man. Get ready for this move, bro.
Speaking of the new studio, bro, I know that your setup right now is pretty compact. You going to expand that thing on out?
It's going to be, you know what? It's actually going to be not too much spatially, right? It's going to be about the size of where I'm at now. It's just going to be better utilized, right? So when I do the new studio, my business office is going to be separate from my studio. The studio is just going to be the studio, right? So yeah. It's gonna be all the way official, though, bro. But it's only because right now I'm having a dual purpose. I have to have my studio stuff next to this and the other, but this time it's solely dedicated to a studio, though, man. So yeah, it's gonna be real official, though.
That's what's up.
What about you? What you got for the weekend?
Man, I'm trying to get on my bike, bro. Finally got it back out the shop, and I'm ready to go, bro.
Hey, I got mine up for sale. I got somebody who's actually been trying to buy this thing from me. I'm trying to get me the 29-inch tires for the next time, though, man.
Hey, the 26 was I could have went 24, bro.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm pretty sure, bro. I didn't know.
Well, yeah, I didn't think about that, though.
I didn't know.
You got your seat all the way on the lowest level,
and I still had to jump down.
Oh my gosh, dog.
And I still had to jump down. I said, "Oh, I could have went 24."
Nah, I gotta get that 29, bro. Because this was funny. It said when I get the 20, when I on the 26s, even my tires, when I get on it, the tires look like they almost like flat, even when they fully pumped up. Yeah. So I want to just go ahead and get them big boys, though, man. Yeah,
you got to do it, bro. Got to do
it.
Yeah. I'll be back. Let's get on out of here so you can get onto your stuff, bro.
Yes, sir. Let's do it, man.
Shout out to Courtney.
And shout out to Janelle Monáe. She's been showing out.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?